Everybody's NASCAR here with the trucker cow. Reacting to.
You know they say payback's a bitch.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's also a bitch when you get the payback on the wrong person.
Oh my god, you have a story about that.
What?
Your dad.
Oh god, the tire. Okay. Years ago, they fired a guy, or HR lady fired a guy for a dock work for just not showing up in whatever reason. He didn't take it too well. So he came back that night and thought my dad's old 2006 Ford Focus was the same as the HR lady's because it was the same color. It was a Ford.
Uh-huh.
And put 4 holes in the tire and left. And I'm driving down the road. I get a call from my buddy Pat. He sends me a picture like, hey, did your dad run over something? Because he has got 4 flat tires. So I send him, he sends me the picture and I just forward it to my dad. I'm like, did you hit something on the way in? Like, no. Well, you got 4 flat tires on your car. And he went in and, yep, they stuck the sidewall. And all he got out of our marriage is, well, sorry. That's all he got out of him.
Your dad was the innocent bystander.
Yes.
Oh god.
Alright, let's get into this.
Ruining the wrong card, starting whole wars. Here's some more tales of revenge that went horribly wrong, with each one even wilder than the last.
Ooh.
Mitsuri had a company that rented space in a hangar alongside a few other businesses, but every day he'd find someone had munched on his sandwiches, and they'd never even finish them either. Just take a few bites and put them back. Whoever
Ew. But why?
Just take the damn sandwich at that point.
Oh, that's just kind of okay, someone just hates him at this point. Also, I see that cute little cow.
Yeah.
The cute little
was doing it, they were definitely torn.
People hit the rage. The brain.
people with the rage have the brain capacity and responding capability of a Resident Evil zombie. Yep.
Yeah.
Haunting him. Enraged, our fella opted to make his next sandwich using mega spicy Carolina Reaper sauce. Whoever this Sammy Snatcher was, they were about to suffer. And just so he could be 100% sure that the criminal would know why, he even left a note. The next day, he threw the lunch bomb in the fridge, and when the time came for his break, left the office.
You know, to be fair, that sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah.
I kind of like this idea.
That or laxatives.
It's like, yeah, that or laxatives.
This and laxative. Get
This spicy laxatives.
He made his return, however, things weren't quite as he'd hoped. People all around were panicking. A woman was full on screaming, and a little kid was bawling his eyes out. Uh-oh. It didn't take long for Mitsuri to realize the guilty party was the cleaner's 9-year-old son. Against he...
You know what? No, I don't care. Fuck him.
Yeah.
No, I don't
to be
care.
fair.
That little brat's fucking digging through company shit and taking bites out of my food. Nah.
No.
No, I would not feel sorry. I'd feel sorry we didn't do the laxative idea.
quickly confessed that the food was his and he'd spiked it intentionally. Everybody went ballistic. The landlord asked his company to move out. His friends and co-workers turned against him, and most people accused him of intentionally endangering a child.
He wasn't supposed to be eating the fucking sandwich in the first place. No!
Who brings a 9-year-old to work?
That's another good question. And also, who the fuck? No. They need to yell at the parent for letting their child raid the fucking refrigerator.
They learn the hard way.
Yes. No, there's
Leader.
people who are mad at the kid, not mad at him for making a booby trap sandwich because little brat kept eating his food. Nah, they need to be slapped.
Jeez. I'll be honest, I don't think our guy did anything wrong at all.
Yes.
It's not his fault somebody didn't raise their kid correctly.
Exactly!
And the kid turned out fine. Mitsuri's biggest mistake was admitting to it. Though I
Yeah.
suppose leaving the note was the real nail in the coffin.
Nah.
It seems like it's all too common for workplaces to be infested with scumbags. Reddit user Nestor Prime worked in a company that offered performance-based bonuses, and when his work was acknowledged, he was thrilled to snag an extra chunk of change. But someone wasn't happy about it. A particularly insufferable coworker we'll call Denise. Not only would Denise rock up late most days, she spent most of the time scrolling through her phone. Well, after
Oh, so she's one of those fuckers who get jealous over other people's accomplishments when she's being a lazy piece of shit, and it's like, why don't I get free money when she doesn't deserve it? She's one of these participation
Participation trophies.
Thank you.
Nestor got his bonus, she approached him and guess what? Demanded he share it with her.
Suck my dick.
No!
Suck my dick. I might give some of it to you. How's that sound?
So she's a Facebook employee.
Yep.
According to her, considering, and I quote, they all work hard, and that Denise had extra
Work my dick,
expenses,
how's that sound?
she deserved Nestor's money.
Uh-huh.
What? Naturally, he told her where to stick it, but she wasn't happy and spent the next few days getting her revenge. She started talking smack about our man behind his back, going around the office and telling everyone how selfish and greedy he was for not giving his bonus away. Oh,
For not giving his boner away.
Your bonus right here.
Oh my god. I hope this revenge plan goes awry because she does not deserve it. She's a bitch.
ultimately, Nestor opted to escalate things to HR and was told in no uncertain terms that Denise had a history of this sort of behavior and had been warned against such misconduct. Seems she hadn't listened. Well, this bout of crappy behavior was the last straw, and Denise was fired.
Goodbye.
Guns up.
Oh, no.
Maybe
What
if she spent a
happened?
little more time working and a little less time being a massive, she'd
Bitch.
still have a job, huh? But as annoying as Denise was, buckle up for this absolutely insane tale from
Honestly, if I worked here, I would have said, just do your job.
a now
My
deleted
money, I
Reddit
earned
user
it
we'll
fair and
call
square.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Now, Jimmy had been at his company for 3 years, and a snooty woman we'll call Sally had been there for 12. She was next in line for a very high up position just below the CEO, so she had a very high opinion of herself. Well, one day Jimmy was in a rush to drop something off to his boss and accidentally brushed past her in the hallway, and she lost her damn mind. Seriously, didn't he know who she was? So she decided to take revenge and reported Jimmy for harassment, claiming he grabbed her butt in the hall. I'm not joking. She made an allegation that could potentially...
Oh, I hate these kind of bitches with the Me Too movement that is just these assholes fucking up the system, making it hard for actual women who get sexually harassed to get their justice when they're sitting there just harassing and ruining the lives of honest, good men. So yeah, no, this goes both ways. You got the perverted assholes who do this shit, and then you got these bitches who sit there and lie about this shit that happens.
ruin somebody's life over a hallway bump. The incredible claim stunned Jimmy. He knew if he didn't find a way to defuse this, he'd lose everything. So Jimmy had a word with a guy in the office that Sally spoke to all the time. Turns out he couldn't stand her either and agreed to record his conversations with her to try and clear Jimmy's name. Well, not only did she almost immediately admit to lying about Jimmy, but she also happily revealed she got 3 other guys fired with false harassment claims too.
Ooh, you fucking slut. There's people like you that give women a bad name.
What a piece of work. But now, with her confessions on tape, Jimmy had his evidence. And when he took it to the top, a series of dominoes fell that nobody could have predicted. Why? It turned out Sally was also embezzling money and had a...
You know,
So these people not only fuck over people because, like, yeah, they just bitches like that, but they also secret extra assholes. So they're just secret bad people. They're bad all around.
you know, if she,
Bad make bad.
You know, if you're doing shady shit, keep your head low. Does no one understand that concept?
Well, they're fucking retarded. These kind of
A
people
whole
are
load of
retarded.
people around her who were complicit. Not only did she, alongside the people in her orbit, lose their jobs, but Sally's marriage collapsed under the strain and she found herself potentially looking at jail time. Looks like revenge just isn't for you, Sally. I'd say don't quit your day job, but you know. Back in
What revenge? Just because he accidentally bumped into you and you had to go be a super bitch. She could have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that meddling employee and her fat ass.
In 2017, Redditor Shadow666 moved into an apartment with 3 of her best friends, some guys she'd met in college. The group had a communal jar they all topped up to be used for grocery shopping and the like. Remember that. Okay, so one of the guys, Jay, started dating a girl called Karen. When the aptly named
Called Karen.
Yeah, I was about to say Karen.
love interest discovered that Shadow lived with the guys, she instantly took a dislike to her. Clearly jealous and insecure, it didn't take long for her to blow up. She accused Jay of cheating, Shadow of sleeping with all 3 guys, and after Jay made them breakfast, demanded that Shadow pay him back for all the food he was wasting on her. Wow.
What?
One thing was clear, she wanted Jay to cut ties with Shadow, but he refused. Needless to say, she was more than a little angry. From that point on, cash for the communal grocery jar started going missing. Then, small things from the common room vanished too and began appearing in Shadow's room. It was obvious what was happening. Karen was trying to frame Shadow. Hell, she even reported her to the landlord, claiming she was trashing the place. Well, Shadow and fellow housemate Cam weren't gonna take it lying down and came up with a sneaky plan. They waited for a night that Jay was out and Karen was loitering around the apartment, then hid in Cam's room together. Then they made a big show of pretending to canoodle and loudly spoke about how Jay couldn't find out. All with the door to the room open just enough for Karen to peep through and see, which she did. But why? What would that achieve? Well, Karen, as expected, used it as more ammunition. She claimed that the fact the apparent relationship was being kept from Jay showed that his friends were untrustworthy, prompting Jay to confront Shadow and Cam. The pair claimed that nothing was happening, conveniently leaving out the fact they tricked Karen into thinking otherwise and their other housemate backed them. What's more, they told Jay they suspected Karen of being behind the grocery jar thefts and other strange goings-on around the place. With that, it was now painfully obvious to Jay that his girlfriend
This whole situation was weird.
Yeah. Well, what does that say? Nobody hates women more than other women.
True. I mean, on the one hand, I can kind of understand her jealousy, but on the other hand, she's definitely was taking it too far.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like it'd be weird having your boyfriend living with a girl, you know?
was trying to turn him against his friends. And the next day, he dumped her ass. Nice try, Karen, but bros before.
Of course,
Sometimes
during that
people
whole
just get-
thing, it was more talking about how she didn't like him living with the guys. It didn't really talk about the girl that much. But was the girl living with them too, or was it just
Yeah.
the guy? Okay, yeah. That is. I could probably see myself getting jealous, but I probably wouldn't do something like that and just be like,
Yeah, what a
"Nah."
psycho.
An unhealthy obsession with others, hating on them for no real reason. Enter KSI, YouTuber, boxer,
Oh,
rapper,
this.
jack of all trades, and master of literally none. Anyway, KSI is
I
one
just
of
like
the
to speak as a jealousy
masterminds
person
behind
myself, but
Lunchables. Lunchly, a lunch hit for kids. Only in September 2024, another YouTuber, Dan TDM, made a tweet pointing out how lame the concept was and that KSI and friends just seemed to be taking money from impressionable children. He spit facts, but KSI
Wait.
wasn't happy.
He was the one doing the lunchlies. I thought that was Jake Paul.
He works with Jake Paul.
Oh, so it's like a collab thing?
Yeah, and with Mr. Beast too.
'Cause
I remember this because he crashed out for a fucking month over this.
my
throat.
Well, lunchlies are basically a rip-off of Lunchables.
This is a shittier version of Lunchables, all it is.
Yeah.
Clearly upset by Dan's comments, he publicly called out the YouTuber, pointing out his previous merch drops and endorsements. That'd be one thing, a snide comeback calling out what he perceived as hypocrisy, fine. But this is KSI we're talking about. He's overly sensitive and a little dim. He just couldn't let Dan's pretty tame comment go and made multiple social media posts and even an entire YouTube
Oh, yeah, the
video
moldy cheese
whining
thing.
about it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
On the Reddit, when JJ decides to delete his credibility by picking a fight with an OG YouTuber over a lunchbox. He started it! I just released the product! This mother came at me! Am I not allowed to respond? Oh, you. Oh, my.
Yeah, this embarrassing display of fragile ego goes on for 20 minutes. But audience opinion definitely wasn't on KSI's side. Not that KSI became self-aware or anything. Nope, he doubled down, challenging Dan to come on his podcast to, I quote, talk.
What is even in Prime?
I don't know.
I just can't find myself ever wanting to try it. Moldy cheese. Yeah, apparently there was a thing where there was some moldy cheese in some of the Lunchlies.
Yeah.
Why don't you come over to Sidecast? Let's talk out like men.
And by the way, Dan TDM, he just ignored him the whole time because he just did his own thing.
Get out like men.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
That's just
I want
pathetic.
that as a soundbite.
All right, then look. There's a lot
Can
of good
everybody
Futurama
agree?
sound bites.
KSI wanted to intimidate Dan to look tough, to be an alpha male. Instead, he looked like an insecure shrimp, and this went on for
Best thing to
months.
do is ignore the
Just, good
haters.
lord,
Yep.
look at this. It's a massacre. Has anybody ever looked this cringe to so many people?
He's already dead. I
The
love
best
that
part, Dan
one.
never even responded to KSI's whining. He was busy spending time with his family, while KSI
Aw.
was busy embarrassing himself.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Go live your life. Ignore the drama. It'll fade eventually. And if it doesn't, hopefully it kills itself somehow.
Well, it killed itself.
Know when to let things go, everybody.
I sleep in a racing car. Do you?
I sleep in a big bed with my wife.
But it's not just cringy YouTubers that take revenge too far.
Hey,
Would you
you're
believe that
Homer.
war
Eh.
almost broke out once over a pig? I'm serious. Back in 1846, the
Ooh,
Oregon Treaty was
old
signed by
revenge.
the U.S. and Britain.
Oh, I've heard
This
this
was back
story.
when Britain still had some North American colonies, and it was designed to end a border dispute between the two nations, clearly defining where U.S. territory ended and British began.
The pig
Oh,
war.
well and good,
Pig
right?
war.
Wrong. See, the line got murky with some islands off the coast of Vancouver.
They all need to strip down naked and greased up and then chase the pig.
Most notably San Juan Island. Because of its awkward positioning, the territorial line went right through it, and due to its strategic placement, both countries wanted it as their own. Despite this, both sides continued to live and work on San Juan, attempting to share it harmoniously.
Like that's ever gonna happen.
Though the Islanders got on pretty well, considering the awkward circumstances, it was obvious that something would eventually happen to mess
Something's
things
gonna
up.
snap.
And yes, that something was a pig. In 1859, a hog belonging to a
Okay, so it's a British pig, and I know what it is. British pig, and it ate the Americans' carrots crops. That's as simple as it's gonna be. It's
God
gonna
damn
be-
it, Pippa.
And it's like, oh, wait, Pippa's a pig?
No, Pip. What's the pig? What's the British pig show?
Oh no! Oh yeah, wait.
Pepe.
No, you're right. It's called Pippa too.
Okay, yeah.
I forgot about that thing.
British farmer wandered onto the land of Lyman Cutler, an American one. He was enraged to see the swine eating his potatoes and promptly
Potato.
shot it. Shortly afterwards,
Shot
the
the pig.
pig's owner, Charles Griffin, came knocking, equally enraged. His pig was dead. Hungry for vengeance, Griffin reported Cutler to the local British authorities. But this
Uh-oh.
only stoked the fire, angering the Americans on the island. In turn, they drew up a petition requesting protection from the U.S. military. 66 U.S. infantry members were dispatched to San Juan, and the British responded by sending 3 warships as a show of force. This standoff lasted a month, with both sides gradually increasing their military presence on the island. Eventually, this weird pig disagreement had
Potato
escalated
Pig
all the way
War.
to the brink of war, with 3 warships, 84 guns, and over 2,600
The important thing is who won.
I think we won because
We won?
yeah.
Potatoes are more powerful than pig.
men ready to fight. When word finally reached Washington and London about the situation, they both replied with a succinct, "What the hell are you guys doing?" A formal agreement was
War.
drawn up limiting the presence of the U.S. and the British, and in 1872 it was decided that the island should solely belong to America.
Yeah!
Just think, one hog
Potatoes,
almost caused war
potatoes.
between 2 of the biggest powers on the planet. Must have been one.
Oh, okay, so wait, no one won. We just didn't do the war. But
I just said-
ultimately, we still won because it still became ours.
Yeah.
Potato.
Heck of a popular pig. History is full of revenge
that
that didn't
pig was
go
delicious with
exactly
the
as planned.
potatoes.
But this next tale is so unbelievably brutal it puts Game of Thrones to shame. In 945 CE, Prince Igor of Kiev
Oh, damn, it's
ruled
even
over
older.
an area that is now Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus with his wife Olga. His empire of Kievan Rus was expanded, and neighboring nations were forced to pay tribute. Essentially, extorted for protection money, where
Vinland Saga
protection meant
going
we
on.
won't attack you.
Where's the money? When are you going to get the money? Why aren't you getting the money now?
Now, the neighboring Drevlian tribe had stopped paying tribute to Kievan Rus back in 912. Igor wanted to change that, so he set out for the Drevlian capital, Iskorosten. He rocked up, demanded payment, and refused to leave until he got it. Well, as revenge for his entitlement, the Drevlians tied his 2 legs to bent down birch trees and let the trees straighten.
Oh.
Put it this way, he
Oh, God. Do you think that... Would that have enough force to pull someone in half?
didn't survive. Then they sent word to Olga demanding she marry their Prince Mal to cement their power. You know, given that she was newly single and all. Olga was mad. Real mad. But she pretended to play nice with the kingdom that had just offed her hubby. She graciously welcomed the 20 Drevlian ambassadors who arrived to negotiate her next marriage before swiftly having them thrown into a trench and buried alive.
Yeah!
Next, she contacted the blissfully unaware Mal and agreed to marry him on the condition that he send some of his most important, invaluable people to escort her to him. Mal obliged and sent some of his very best chieftains. Olga promptly locked them in a bathhouse and set it on fire.
I love her.
Yeah.
She's awesome. That's like, you kill my hubby, I kill you. This
She
is
then
the best
contacted
revenge
Mal
story
again,
ever.
asking to visit Iskorosten to hold a funeral feast for her late husband before her new marriage. Mal, who still had no idea what had happened to all his men, accepted. Olga and her soldiers arrived, attended the funeral feast, and waited for the Drevlians to get drunk, all while being very careful about their own drinking.
And burned
Then,
them all.
when they were sufficiently wasted, she ordered her men to slaughter them.
Nice.
Taken by surprise and completely sloshed, thousands were wiped out. Following this, Olga waged war on the tribe, and it was successful.
Damn.
Aside from one city that refused to fall even a year later, Horiston. With her army besieging the city, she informed them that she had had her fill of revenge should they fulfill one request. Every Drevlian house hand over 3 pigeons and 3 sparrows. What the heck was she thinking? Well, the Drevlians agreed and sent the birds, and that was a big mistake. Olga had her soldiers tie strings to the birds' feet with cloth-bound sulfur attached to the end, then set it alight. When the birds
She made bird bombs. She fucking gaslit these people into giving her birds to make bird bombs to continue her revenge. This is an amazing story. This needs to be an anime. Oh my god.
returned to their nest in Drevlian homes, haystacks, and coops, the entire city was set ablaze. Any Drevlian survivors were rounded up and either off, made slaves, or spared, but only so they could pay tribute to her. Man, she outrevenged them
I
so
love
hard.
her. I want to be
But not
just like
everybody
her.
can so expertly burn their enemies to the ground. Back in 2018, a New Zealand man named Michael McFadden got dumped. Now, Michael was very sad, so he dreamt up a genius
Oh,
revenge
God.
plot. His big plan, his ultimate gambit, was going to set his ex's car on fire.
But why?
But why?
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
That's some real beta energy, bruh. Were your fifis hurt, Michael? He and his loser friend traveled to his ex's house, filled an ice cream truck with
Yeah.
petrol, and got into possession. Then they ignited the petrol with a rag and watched the truck burn. The kicker? It wasn't his ex's. It actually belonged to her mom. And this soggy slice of bread couldn't even act out his embarrassing revenge plot without screwing it up. After the
Why did your ex's mom have an ice cream truck?
She makes ice cream. How'd you not know that? It's my better question. Maybe that's why you're her ex.
Yeah. I think
fire
you
was
were
put out,
dumped
Michael
for a
and his bud were
reason.
charged and sentenced. His friend got a year in jail while the main man got 7 months home detention.
How the fuck did I...
Oh, his poor friend. He somehow got scapegoated that he was the main culprit behind it. Oh my gosh, and he just got 7 months.
What
Oh.
a pathetic little worm. Now, if I had a nickel for every car-themed story in this video, I'd
His
have
poor
2
friend.
nickels. This time it's a girl
Those were
who got
pennies.
dumped. In Florida in 2025, deputies
Uh-oh.
responded to a vandalism call, arriving on scene to find an 18-year-old girl, the one who'd just been dumped, and her 16-year-old friend. The less than dynamic duo had spray painted her ex's car in an effort to get back at him. At least that was the
Is this gonna end up being the same story you told with your dad, I bet?
Oh, God.
This is not even gonna be her ex's car, is it?
plan.
You really need to try harder to try to be sneaky because you are god awful. You guys spray painted the wrong damn car.
Knew it!
Oops.
Called
wrong
it!
car, kiddo. Just look at this thing. They totally
Boo.
ruined it. Both girls had the book thrown at them. The 18-year-old got charged with criminal mischief, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, possession of alcohol under 21, and driving under the influence. The 16-year-old was charged with marijuana possession. I'm glad they got their comeuppance, but I feel so bad for the guy whose car got
Who, devil?
vandalized. Personally, I think the girl should have been
God, you guys suck at spray painting.
I would be royally pissed, too. I was like,
Who's gonna pay for that?
oh, someone's paying for it.
made to do the cleanup, too.
Oh, they were made to do
Back
the cleanup.
around 2003,
okay.
a now deleted Redditor
How do you clean off spray paint on a car?
I had to buff it off, probably, is the best way.
A lot
love
of
it.
it was
I
on
love
the
this
windows
cop.
too.
Yeah.
called Ted experienced his own hilarious story of revenge that went wrong. See, Ted had a coworker who was incredibly annoying. He'd pick stuff out of his own hair like a champ and rub it on the carpet. That's the kind of guy we're talking about. Ugh. Arrogant, miserly, and a bit dim, Brad was the most unpopular guy in the office. Now, one day, Ted asked after Brad and was told that he'd gone off to the restroom. Seeing a golden opportunity to take out his frustrations, Ted ran off down the hall. One cubicle
Don't
stall
mess
was
with
shut,
insane.
and he knew it must be Brad inside. So he grabbed a handful of paper towels, soaked them in water, and scrunched them into a sticky
wasn't
ball.
him.
With a mighty heave, he threw the towel bomb into the cubicle and ran. Brad screeched and raged. Ted
No,
laughed
it
his
was
ass
him.
off as he sat back down at his desk. Brad came running over, his shirt and hair soaked and covered in sticky bits of paper. He asked why Ted did it, but our guy feigned ignorance, claiming he had no idea what he was talking about and had been sat at his desk working hard the whole time. But Brad knew. Flash forwards a week, Brad was
I feel bad for Brad. He's just the office dum-dum. And then you gotta be mean to the office dum-dum and pick on him. He wasn't hurting nobody, he just stupid.
Yeah.
Aww.
asking after Ted this time, and when he was told that he was in the restroom, he saw his chance for revenge.
Yep.
With a smirk on his face, Big Bradder shut down the hall and entered the room. In front of him was a single closed stall. In a vengeance-fueled frenzy,
poor
Brad
Brad.
crafted his own soggy paper bowl and launched it into the cubicle. Only it wasn't Ted in there at all. Heck, he wasn't even in the building at the time. Brad had gotten bad information. So who did he actually splat? The managing director of an Asian car company affiliate who shared the...
Oh, he fired. He fired
fucked up.
now. Oh.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
floor. Uh-oh. That managing director pushed with Brad's boss for a punishment of some kind, and the boss obliged. Brad was fired, and I bet the office became a much better place to work. It's never easy having difficult coworkers. Trust me, I can't take Buzzkill Man's crap anymore. Redditor Sasha29 had one such coworker too. See, Sasha has a physical disability that causes her to need a cane or braces on occasion. She worked in a preschool, and most of her colleagues were very understanding of her condition. One that we'll call Betty, however, continually made insulting comments like, "I've never worked with an injured person before." On top of this, she'd forget about the limitations Sasha had, constantly asking her to do things she was in.
I hate these kind of people. When you sit there and you expect so much from someone that you clearly know can't physically do something.
Oh, she's a cunt.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a cunt.
I hope she gets her comeuppance. I can't wait for her to get her comeuppance. I hope she gets fired.
Capable of. Sasha wanted payback. So each classroom at the school had sets of wooden blocks with labeled shelves to let kids know where to store them. The only exception to this was Betty's room. For whatever reason, Betty instead opted to just moan at the kids for not knowing where the blocks went. So enter Sasha's evil scheme. She snuck into the room on Friday just before leaving for the weekend and labeled her shelves. Now I know what you're thinking. That's terrible. One of the most pathetic revenge attempts imaginable. There's no way it works.
Okay, that's precious. Her revenge is basically making her shit organized. Oh, okay, she needs
Worked
a
out,
hug.
right? And yeah, you'd be totally right. Betty loved the kind gesture and even got Sasha a thank you gift. Look, I think two things are clear here. One, Sasha is completely incapable of getting revenge on anybody, and two, she was exaggerating about how bad her coworker was. Unless that thank you gift was a bag of dog do, I think Betty's probably alright after all. So when I read this story from Reddit user OKCombination475, I was incredibly invested. You see, Combination got cheated on by his girlfriend of 11 years. Man, talk about a gut punch. Incredibly, even after betraying her partner in one of the worst ways possible, his ex, who we'll call Scumbag, expected Combo to give her money. See, her new man was unemployed and cashless, while Combo had enough to...
One of those!
How about get fucked, bitch? How about your shit get the fuck out?
Dude, if I ever did anything like that to you and I demanded money from you, I hope you somehow take me to court or some shit.
regularly treat Scumbag while they were dating.
I'm taking all your Sephiroth stuff.
Yeah.
And burning it.
Firstly, she demanded that our guy move out of his house so that Scumbag and Brokey could live there. And they'd keep Combo's dogs, too. Combo would still need to pay for their vet bills and upkeep, but he just wasn't allowed to own them anymore. Naturally, our hero told her where to stick it and kicked them both out of his house.
Good!
Right, too. But Scumbag wasn't done. She was enraged and desperate for revenge. As far as she was concerned, she deserved Combo's money.
This is what you
First, she
deserve
claimed that
right
because
here.
Combo had kicked her out, she'd been forced to quit her job and relocate.
Dude, why would you deserve money from a man who you spent 11 years with and decide to fucking backstab him in the most just hurtful way imaginable, and then you think you still deserve money for that? Actually, to be fair, if that was the case, you should sell my Sephiroth merch. You'd get more money that way.
Yeah, too mad. too much to stream.
So she tried to sue her man for lost wages. This, of course, didn't work. Next, she tried to threaten his workplace with legal action, claiming that his combo was
How dare
employed
he
by
keeps
them.
his stuff.
They were somehow responsible for her finances. Haha, okay. She demanded that they settle out of court for $100,000. Instead, they filed harassment charges against her. Any sane person would give up at this point. It clearly wasn't working out, but not scumbag. She was determined to win. Her next port of call was to contact any of Combo's family members she could find and ask them for money. She told them he was jealous that she'd moved on with somebody else and that he'd cost her everything out of spite. Given how badly she'd been treated, the least they could do...
Oh, she's doing the whole reverse Uno card, where it's like, it's all his fault that
I got +4 for you right here.
was send her money. Would you believe that this didn't work either? The absolute audacity of this woman. Long story short, scumbag wound up poor as dirt with nothing but some harassment charges to her name. Combo got a restraining order and all was right with the world. Hope she was happy with Brokey in the end. If there's one thing I hate more than cheaters, it's spiders. A now deleted Redditor who will call Sam was driving home one morning when she noticed a big scary one crawling around her dashboard.
What about you?
Oh, hell no. That'd be jumping out the fucking car window.
What was on top of the car and I just cracked the window slowly?
I'm somehow getting out of that car.
Not wanting to panic and crash, she pulled over. This spider had destroyed the sanctity of her car and had to pay.
Yes!
Sam reached for her trusty pepper spray and opened fire.
Oh! Oh! I totally agree with spraying the bug down with chemicals to kill it, but pepper spray's not the smartest idea.
In a closed space, too. Oh, she sprayed it in the vent, and when it turns the vent, it blows it back in her.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Fire on the arachnid intruder, but it didn't die. Oh no, it kept crawling. In fact, it only got more and more frantic, and Sam became just as frantic as she watched it. In a frenzy, she sprayed the obnoxious concoction all over her car, yet the spider managed to run away and hide under a seat. Meanwhile, Sam had to sit in the mess she'd made. Her car was a war zone, she could barely breathe, and her eyes burned intensely as she struggled to drive herself home. But the disaster didn't end there. The next day, her mom took the car to go get gas. While out, she needed to blow her nose and grabbed a tissue from the seat, unaware that everything was contaminated. Yep, her mom also found herself with a burning face. And the spider? It seems he got away. Who said revenge only went wrong when it was...
Did he get away, though? Was that actually confirmed? Or did the spider just go under the... Because I feel like, wouldn't spider die from mace?
Not necessarily.
It did take a couple of sprays for me to kill that spider over there with the air freshener.
Against
but it did eventually die.
Over in the UK in 2019, two dribbling morons failed a revenge plot so spectacularly that it should be studied. See, a year prior in 2018, Mohammed Aslam and his son Mohammed Nazir had an altercation with the owner of a Birmingham clothes store named Mahoumad Aslat. Details are sparse, but it seems the two families had a very bad falling out, ending with the father-son Mohammed duo getting badly beaten. Wasn't an attempted theft a personal gripe? Who knows, but the pair wanted revenge. Extreme revenge. So they managed to get in contact with a US-based hitwoman named Amy Betro and flew her out to the UK. The devilish duo gave her a firearm and instructions to gun down either Ocelot or a member of his family in cold blood. Betro agreed and drove over to Ocelot's home, with the Mohammeds following in a separate car to observe. They waited and waited, then finally someone showed up. It was Sikander Ali, Ocelot's innocent son. Betro jumped at the chance and advanced on Ali, pointing the weapon at him and firing it at almost point-blank range. It should have been a slam dunk, but nothing happened. The gun had jammed.
Oh my god.
The sheer luck.
No, he had God smiling upon him that day. 'Cause, yeah. Hooray! We get an instance of evil being thwarted. Help me.
See,
you can't say it!
Foiled.
No, thwarted.
Yeah.
Confusion gave Ali the chance to hop in his car and escape the scene unharmed. The two Mohammeds weren't so lucky and were arrested shortly after the attempted slaying, with the UK government working to extradite Petro. The two were charged with conspiracy to murder, while Daddy also got slapped with importing and possessing a firearm as well as perverting the course of justice. Combined, they were sentenced to 40 years in prison. Just think how bad...
Hey! 40 years in prison for attempted assassin murder. How many years for that one truck driver? You said again?
5 years.
5 years for driving high and killing 3 people.
He
Pissed
advanced
me
magic
off.
card. Gun jam first.
Yeah,
Thwart.
Things could have been if that gun didn't jam. Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, it
5
did.
years for
A
that
hilariously pathetic end to some hilariously pathetic people. The only thing that could have made it more delicious is if the gun fell apart instead of jamming, preferably with a goofy sound effect. The Wild West was full of tales of revenge and bloodshed, but few were as infamous and incredible as the Earp Vendetta ride. Our story begins in the small town of Tombstone in 1881, where the Earp brothers Wyatt, Morgan, and Virgil served as lawmen. Virgil was the marshal of the town, and both his brothers were deputies. Only the area was frequently ravaged by a gang of vicious outlaws known as the Cowboys. They'd rob stagecoaches, steal cattle, and regularly
They stole cows.
No, not the cow thief.
Yeah.
off people they didn't care for. Before Virgil and co. arrived on the scene, they'd gone basically unchallenged, causing as much mayhem as they wanted. But when the new marshal was elected, he wasn't gonna stand for it anymore and declared war on them all. Over the following months, both groups battled it out, vying for control of the town. As tensions between them rose, it was inevitable that the feud would end the only way it could back in the West, with a good old-fashioned shootout. The day came on October 26, 1881, when the Earps, alongside their friend Doc Holliday, confronted 5 cowboys in a vacant lot. Virgil wanted to enforce a new law prohibiting carrying weapons in town. The cowboys, of course, weren't too happy about this and refused to comply. The ensuing gunfight went down in history, with firearms exploding.
What?
You have Taro! Neska needs one too!
There you, GB.
There it
All
is!
over the place, one of the high-ranking cowboys, Ike Clanton, fled the scene. Not that it lasted much longer. After just 30 seconds, the shooting was over and 3 of the cowboys lay motionless on the ground. It became known as the gunfight at the OK Corral. A livery in Tombstone that, confusingly, was not where the shootout actually took place. Regardless, after fleeing the scene, Clanton wanted revenge. First, he accused the Earps and Holliday of attacking unprovoked, but this didn't stick. Not that Clanton was discouraged. If he couldn't get his vengeance through the law, he'd just get it outside of the law. One night in December 1881, 2 months after the shootout, Virgil Earp was passing through 5th Street in Tombstone when 3 armed assassins jumped out and shot him. Despite being hit by some 19 shots, the marshal miraculously survived, but was badly wounded. Then, early the following year, Morgan was playing pool in a saloon when he...
I know baby friend's not here, but... That's the Dr. Seuss Neska. We're about to do some trolling. Oh my gosh. That's so cute and
He was
evil
tragically
and
gunned down by
derpy.
more assassins. Clearly, Ike Clanton and the Cowboys were behind the attacks, and after the carnage they caused, they probably thought they'd gotten away with it. But there was something old Ike wasn't aware of. Morgan's dying wish was for Wyatt to avenge him. And so, with a burning desire for vengeance of his own, Wyatt started organizing what would become known as the Earp Vendetta Ride. He gathered a band of his most loyal friends, abandoned the law and his position as deputy, and left Tombstone in a bid to take matters into his own hands. And oh boy, he did. Over the next few weeks, Wyatt and his posse rode the west from Arizona to Albuquerque, blasting any members of the Cowboys they could find without mercy. Those few that escaped fled, terrified of Wyatt. And all because they dared to seek revenge for that fateful shootout. Indeed, the hunt only ended when warrants for the arrests of White and Co. were put forward, causing them to finally withdraw. The group never managed to find Ike Clanton, but he was ultimately taken care of by a lawman in 1887 after returning to Tombstone. Well, this is definitely one revenge attempt that was better off avoided. And on that action-packed note, I've had my...
What is that picture up there in the corner?
I don't know.
Be amazed. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this crazy video. Goodbye.
Thank you all for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It would make me very happy. Kiss, kiss, hug, hug.